Welcome to the Den of Debauchery.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Den of Debauchery podcast. I'm Yale Reams. With me here is Derek Stock.
How's everyone doing?
Shut up, slut. And for the first time, joining us, a new guest, an aspiring comedian, and Columbusite. I don't know what it's called, whatever the fuck it is.
Smithsonian? I don't know.
Whatever.
Smithsonian.
Yes, that sounds like Smithsonian.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Pinak Patel. Yay, everybody clap.
How's it going?
Pinak. God, I can only imagine you're just 10 times better than whatever Yale does.
Yeah. He does.
You know what? That would require actually having watched Yale's set.
Oh. Oh, you little bitch.
So, Pinak, how long you been doing this? I know Yale was like, what, 2 months? Something roughly?
Yeah.
Before the world ended?
Right.
Right, pretty much. No, I wasn't too much further before I started. I started really, I count my start time as this past September. But I technically, the first time I ever went up on stage was 4 years ago now at this point, but I didn't really consistently start going. I maybe over those first 3 to 4 years, I maybe went once a month, if that, to do stand up. And then since September, I've been going at least 2 to 5 times a week. And I think the most I've ever done in 1 week was I did 9 sets in 1 week in December.
Crap.
So that was the most I've ever done in a consecutive amount of time. But yeah, it's fun, man. Yeah,
Right.
it's been a while.
You and I did. I mean, I'm sure you've had a bunch, but I think the worst one that I had was the one that I did with you that you hosted, where
oh yeah,
everybody was there for a fundraiser before, and then some of those people stayed after when the fundraiser was done, and they were not expecting us to be there, and we just did stand up at them against their will.
Yeah, that's
glancing over, being bothered by it. Are you guys?
Is this guy really fucking talking the whole time?
What the fuck is this? Nobody wants this. Nobody wants to do this.
Yeah, no, it was ambush comedy at its finest. And the worst part was they were a homeowners association, so they're a bunch of assholes,
I did not know that. I did not know that's what they were.
Yeah, it was
funny.
a homeowners association, that were having some fundraiser, some shit, and yeah, that's why they were all the worst people ever.
That's probably why they didn't go for my handicap porn joke.
Oh man, they were not going for anybody's jokes.
To be honest, happy. I don't go for that joke.
Oh, why? Because it's about you?
Yeah.
And you starring in the favorite titles? Okay.
Wait, hold up. You can't just go gloss over the handicap porn joke is about him. And
the whole setup is that when on an episode of the podcast, I pitched him. Hey, I think we can use your disabilities to your advantage and start filming different handicap porns. And I just
real niche porn,
started throwing handicap porn titles at him, and then it was funny enough that I just it's actually probably the best reactions I've gotten on stage is just some of the titles.
So wait, does that mean you have a nub?
No, I do.
He has Crohn's disease.
Yeah, and I really play it up.
And arthritis.
Yeah, real bad arthritis. I don't get around very well and stuff like that.
He can't. It's impossible for him to run or do a push up.
No,
I could.
I personally don't relate to that, but my partner, her knees are basically just jelly. She doesn't have the bone, like the bones that keep her platelet or like her patella in place, I think is what it is. And so she can just easily just dislocate her entire knee. Like it's just like she can't do athletic shit. It's just physically impossible for her, or else her knees will fall off.
That
Wow.
is super
Okay,
weird.
so you did something that is becoming a new trend that annoys me, which is referring to people as your partner.
Yeah.
Why do people do that? Why don't you say boyfriend or girlfriend?
Because I'm not in high school.
All right,
Partner.
because she's not a boy. She's not a girl. She's a fucking grown woman.
Exactly,
All right.
man.
All right. Yeah, but it makes it sound like a business. Like this,
it fucking
and this is my
man.
partner, and this is my partner at the firm.
Listen, if you're sharing money and you're sharing expenses, that is a goddamn business. All right.
Oh, I don't share money. I don't share money.
If you have a partner, you will. Like we live together, man. We
I
share
don't.
money.
I'll have a girlfriend because I'm fucking 13. All right.
Partner is how like gay people would describe their significant other.
Yeah.
Like before
Yeah,
it became appropriate.
Yeah, but
For
like
sure.
why? But like just say like your aunt. Just say my wife. Like
Yeah, she does now.
again,
Yeah.
it was always like whenever you heard that, like the way it used to be. Whenever you heard partner, your next thought was, is that person? Are they?
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, I love that reaction too, because I've gotten that reaction from other comedians as well. Like there
You
was
do a
one
joke
comic-
about sucking dick, so like, why are they? Why would they be like?
Oh, we talked about it. There it is. All right.
Well,
Why would they be like?
no,
Sorry.
because it could just be a joke, and like, yeah.
It could
but but no, like when I've said like partner, I've had people ask like, so wait, are you dating a dude? And I'm like, no. And they're like, then why'd you say partner? And I'm like, why does it fucking matter? Like, and I think that's kind of the point. Like, it doesn't really make a difference of whether it's a boy or a girl or whatever the fuck you want to say. It's really just about like what your relationship is with that person. So call it whatever the fuck you want,
Yeah,
as long
Yale,
as it
you
makes sense to
unwoke
you.
bitch.
All right.
Yale is so unwoke.
Christ. I am.
It's okay. Hey,
I am
there's
asleep. I'm always asleep.
My sister likes
Stay
to say,
slow.
like, being woke is great, but sometimes you gotta take naps.
I like it. Okay, so I actually do want to ask you about that because it's
All right.
is the way you describe it. I don't want to give away your bit, but is the way you describe it on stage as far as the frequency?
Oh, look, we got
Oh, there she is. Oh, she brought you a Mountain Dew.
pizza rolls.
You're gonna dip in them ranch too, aren't you, you little white
I would
trash?
love to dip them in ranch, but I didn't have any, so I'm just gonna burn my mouth on them.
Hi.
Oh,
I see she's still waving in the back through the door there.
She's trying to get the dog out.
She's milking that milking that camera time. God damn.
All right, back to
All right.
his.
That 15
yeah,
minutes of
so-
limelight.
Yeah, what I was saying, the frequency as far as like how often you're in the mood for a beat, is that accurate? Just like every once in a while, you're just like
No,
the way most people crave Thai food, you're just like, you know what
obviously
I haven't
not.
had in a while.
No, obviously
dick in
not.
a
Like
while.
it's really just like it's more for the bit. Like I think it's just funny to say it in the like
Okay.
like it's more about the language to just make it ridiculous and make people just be like, what the fuck did he just say?
What would be
Right.
funny?
The
What would be
shock
funny
factor.
if just now you told me like, oh no, I'm not gay. I've never sucked a dick. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, no, I mean that would be funny. It's not true, but that would be funny.
We gave you such a chance to like be like, no, I'm not gay. I've never done that, but you're just like, you know what?
Yeah, it happens.
No, I remember one of the times, like, because I don't really talk about personal shit, like, with even friends unless I can turn it into a joke. Like,
Sure.
so if the opportunity comes up for me to just say something ridiculous and just throw
Yeah.
everyone off, I'll do it because it's funny.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
like, I remember one of the first times I ever talked about that, like, I think I was, like, with some friends, we were, like, drinking and smoking and chilling or whatever, and they were talking about Grindr. And so just to throw a wrench in, like, the whole thing, because I hadn't spoken in, like, a few minutes because I was rolling a joint. So I was
I had to focus.
yeah, I wasn't really paying that much of attention. I was
Yeah.
just kind of in my own little world.
But he
like-
heard gay people, and he's like,
No, I just remember them talking about Grinder or something, and so I just threw out there like, yeah, I remember the first time I ever sucked a dick was from a trans person I met on Grinder, and they were just like, what the fuck did? And it just, yeah, it's just a
So
great.
two questions. What? And also, first time?
Yeah, well, I mean, you gotta have a first time.
Yeah, I know. That's fucking funny.
Yeah.
Because it's just funny to be like, some people like fish and some people like steak, and I guess trans people, I guess you would call that surf and turf.
I don't know. I guess I've I'm a vegetarian, so I don't really get the reference.
Oh man! Oh, you were so cool too. I liked you. That's unfortunate.
God,
Well,
he's
thank you
so-
for coming on. We've enjoyed our time here.
So
No, I have like a lumberjack vibe, but I'm a vegetarian, and so people are just very thrown off about that. And it's
I'd say you have more of a yoga, probably fuck your students
don't mess with
behind
this
their
all
husband's
on.
back.
that's actually another bit. Remember? Like I don't know if you've actually heard that bit. Yeah. I talk about how I look like the yoga instructor that white women cheat on their husbands with.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's very accurate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's always funny when
Yeah.
you like run into like people who are married or whatever. And like I'm polyamorous as well. Like I know we kind of touched on the whole like pansexual shit, but like I'm also polyamorous. So there's definitely been times where I've talked to people who are in like monogamous marriages who are like, I just don't understand polyamory. Like I don't get how you could be okay with like fucking other people. But at the same time, that wife will actually be hitting on me. Like she is like aggressively trying to get in my pants, and I'm like, this is why polyamory works.
Yeah.
So you can actually get in my pants, and I don't have to deal with your husband later. Like,
So I thought you were just like saying, so I've talked to people that are in a monogamous marriage, and you were about to be like droning on. So I'm like, yeah, me.
Yeah.
And then you're like, and they're like, I
Don't introduce
know
them
how
to
that
your
works.
wife. Don't introduce them to your wife. She's gonna be trying to get some of that
Yoga.
Pakistani beef. That's an old. I know you're from. I know you're Indian. I know you are, but
That is
Pakistani
such
beef
an
is an old
insult.
joke.
That
It's
is
an old
such an
joke.
insult, man.
that
Because
is, but listen, if you're gonna be like, a little bit racist or discriminatory about it, you gotta be accurate. All right?
No, you
Right,
don't.
so-
That's the beauty of ignorant opinions.
No, like
so he's facing a hard time because of the COVID. He had to shut down all of his casinos. Oh, sorry, the other, wrong one.
The other Indian. The other Indian.
oh man. And that I am so surprised by how often I get that one. And I think it's
That's weird because
entirely
I don't
due to
think
the
you
hair.
look Native American at all. I
Nah,
think
I
you
think-
definitely look Indian. You don't
No.
look Native American at all.
Absolutely. I think
That's
it's
really weird.
entirely to do with the hair. People see my long hair and they're
Mhm.
just like, you got to be Indian,
Probably.
right? And I'm
Yeah.
like,
You get-
yeah, I am Indian. And they're like, oh, what tribe are you? And I'm like, God damn it. No.
So actually, I don't know.
You got to
if
wear
it's-
more silk shirts, man.
I don't know if it's
Then I'm going to come off Persian.
You know what? What I think? I think we should start a trend of like aggressively yelling racist things, but only the positive racial stereotypes. One's like, oh yeah, I bet you find it super easy to be a doctor because you're highly intelligent and have great perseverance. Shut up.
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. The amount of people who I grew up with who are currently doctors, who I know for a fact are dumber than me, is truly upsetting.
Yeah. Fuck, dude, you could probably
need
be a
names.
surgeon at this point.
No, like I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not that smart. Like I'm definitely on the dumb end of Indian kids, but oh fuck, man,
So is being on the dumb end of Indian kids, is that kind of like being the dumb Asian too? Is that like
I mean, we are
Well, it's
Asian, so yes,
technically
that's
Asian.
exactly
Yeah. Yes.
I just don't
You
see it.
forget because they're brown.
Yeah.
That they're technically in Asia, but
Yeah.
That's again, we're just going right into like jokes of
This is-
mine right now.
yeah, this is
So
Yeah.
it's easy to find out why you do what you do on stage or say what you say on stage. It's just easy, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like most of what I say on stage, most of what I talk about is actual like stories and experience. I tend to
Yep.
I mean, there's obviously wordplay involved in how I tell the stories and things
Yep.
like that, but as far as everything like I speak about or talk about, it's all directly from experience and shit I've had to deal with or
Right, but you
things
could
that
have
go
a
on.
good story and just be ass at telling it, and
Oh yeah, for
it doesn't
sure.
work out. So it's it is all about the storytelling. It's all about that for sure.
So why don't we practice some of your storytelling skills right now?
All right.
You said you had some. We're sharing a drink. Derek's not. He's being a sober little dick. But we can do a little cheers here,
Yeah.
and then we'll get into some
Cheers.
drunk storytelling. Why
I'm
don't
not
you?
an unemployed
Cheers with the goddamn
comedian.
Mountain Dew.
Hey, fucker! This is the best part of being unemployed. There's no
Yeah.
hungover at work anymore.
Listen, this is lockdown and no job. This is airport rules with drinking involved. Like you can start
That's
drinking
exactly.
at 9 a.m. Like it doesn't matter
Yeah,
as long
like
as you don't get fucked up.
I
Because
put,
like
I literally woke up and put whiskey in my coffee 2 days ago.
nice, yeah. I've done that. Like when I woke up a couple of days ago and I was like already noon. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. Yep, we're having a drink.
Oh, well, it's past noon.
And then it goes like the day like after Trump did that whole like drinking bleach suggestion thing. I saw a fucking person on Facebook who I'm friends with who is a teacher defending that shit, and I'm like, all right, gotta start drinking early today.
Yeah. I don't
Man.
know why you're talking about our boy like that, man. This is a pro-Trump podcast, so
I should have expected that.
you take.
I've seen your haircut.
You take that fucking anti-American, and why don't you just go back to where you came from? All right, if that's how you're gonna act.
Listen, as far as everyone is concerned, I'm Native American, so my tribal land is in Oklahoma.
Dude,
Oh, shit.
all jokes aside, when he was asked why he calls it the China virus, that was some of the funniest shit.
It came
Comes
from China.
Oh my god! It's
Oh my
so
god! Some
stupid.
people
Awesome.
started calling it the Kung Flu. Kung Flu is the funniest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Okay, so I would agree, but also, did you see the thing about like all these like white power protesters, like, and they're calling them
You mean
the Flu Klux
heroes?
Klan?
You mean heroes?
You mean the Flu Klux Klan?
The Flu Klux Klan.
Yeah,
That's good. That's good.
yeah. I read that and I loved it. That was so much better.
Does it bother both of you having done stand up? You guys will never be as funny as like the internet, like that one random person.
You have
that
to
comments.
accept that. I have to accept that I'll never be the best, and I have to accept that whatever fame that I do get, which will probably never happen, I probably don't deserve it, and it's just dumb luck. I've already accepted all of these
You don't
things.
deserve anything good.
Hey, how many sets have you done?
Listen, let's
Are
be
we talking?
real.
I probably have done sets to just as many people as you have.
That's not true. Wiley's was full.
Listen, quite frankly, he's a white male with a military background. He'll do just fine.
Yeah, that's why I've tried to avoid doing as many jokes as possible because I don't want to like unearned laughter, where it's just like, oh well, if we don't laugh at them, then we hate America. There is that weird vibe, but like once people do that, or like when like a military vet is on like American Idol and he sucks,
Yeah.
people are just like, so brave, amazing, you're going to the next round. It's like, why?
Yeah.
That doesn't make
Right.
him a good singer.
No, it's kind of ridiculous. Like you see that shit in so many different things.
And like handicapped people too. Like people want to treat them as if like, yes, great, that was amazing. Or it's like, it was okay. But like if we're gonna treat him like everybody else, I mean, he really didn't speak very clearly.
Yeah, and I think that's like one of the most telling things about like just comedy in general for how it's so accepting of everyone and all of its flaws because they will treat everyone the same. Like it doesn't matter what your disability, what your fucking issue, like whatever your shit is. When it comes to comedy, you're gonna be treated the same. You're gonna be treated like trash, and it's great.
Yeah.
Can I ask you before we get to the storytelling, who kind of do you enjoy? Who do you listen to for as far as comedy goes?
Like the biggest like inspirations or whatever you want to call it for my comedy would probably be like it's obviously it's a mix of several. You know, it's
Oh, yeah.
like George Carlin is one of the number one in my opinion. Dave Chappelle has been like one of the like the comedians I've followed for like basically my entire life. You know,
Right.
I've watched his like everything from the beginning of all that. Bill Burr is another one that I think like very much is like where I feel like my style is where it started. Like when I first started doing comedy, like I definitely was very much just doing Bill Burr to a degree because
Angry
like
rants about things you don't like.
yeah because like I'm a fairly like I know like I come off very dude-ish, you know, like I'm like a brown Big Lebowski, but like yeah, like I'm also like I have a lot of like anger shit from like when I was younger. So like when I started off doing it, I felt like it was a lot of just ranting and stuff at the beginning.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
what most of our podcast is, raging against the patriarchy.
yeah, it sounds about right. Two white males, two straight white males.
Hey, why do you think I think about suicide so much? It's not because I'm depressed. It's because I want to do good for the rest of the world. One less patriarchal member. All right, man.
You know what? If Jared Kushner had that thought, though, really things would be better.
I don't know enough about anything to even. I'll be honest. I'm so I don't know who Jared Kushner is. I legitimately don't know.
Trump's son-in-law, Ivanka's husband.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, it's all good. He's evil. It's life. It's life these days. Just
They
dealing
all
with
suck.
evil white people.
They all suck. Yeah.
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 All right. So let's talk story. So
yeah.
just to I just kind of thought about this as well because we were talking about how drinking is on airport rules these days or airplane rules. And I don't know if you guys know. Have you guys been on any international flights like traveled internationally?
Yeah,
Yep.
once, and he did it for some deployment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, whatever that is.
It wasn't a real deployment.
No,
He got a suntan in the desert.
On my wrists and neck.
yeah, that pretty much sounds about right. But no, so you know that drinks are free on international flights?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Derek, did nobody tell you this when you went on your one international flight?
No, man.
Dude,
All right.
I mean, when I got there, everything was free, but
Nah, like when you're going on an international flight, all drinks are free on the plane, including alcohol. Like, I mean, everything is free. So
complimentary meals and drinks.
Yeah, so when I was going to India the last time for my sister's wedding, I flew out of New York. I basically I drove up there and spent a week there, like just hanging out with my cousins and shit. And there's some stories there too, we can get into. But after like we left for New York or left for India, I ended up just like drinking the entire flight. So all I did was just I would press the button, order Jameson, and just keep drinking. It got to the point where they stopped asking me what I wanted when I pressed the call button. They just came to my fucking seat with 2 bottles of whiskey. They would bring 2 of those little airplane bottles.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
because they're like coming up with 2 handles.
Nah. Because they would start with bringing 1, but then I just kept pressing that call button, and so then they just started bringing 2 at a time.
Excuse me, miss. Another, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I was basically doing that episode from It's Always Sunny, and
good reference.
Yeah, and like the entire time I drank all of the Jameson in supply on the plane. And then she, like, when I pressed the button, when I finally finished the last Jameson, which was about 15 of those little bottles, she was like, so we're out of Jameson. And I'm like, all right, what other whiskeys do you have? She's like, we have Dewar's. I'm like, bring the Dewar's. And so I went on through that. I literally just spent a 15-hour flight to India just drinking, and then I would sleep, and then I would drink, and then I would sleep. And I just wiped out their entire supply of whiskey by the end of the flight. And they did not say a goddamn thing, or they didn't stop me at all because I wasn't a problem. I just sat there and drank and watched movies. So they're like, we don't give a fuck. You're not rowdy or anything. You can keep drinking all fucking night. And that's what I did. And it was the best thing. honestly probably drank at least $200 to $300 worth of alcohol. Like, it was great.
The air marshal was giving you a stank eye, but other than that, you were fine, man.
Well, the air marshal was giving me a stank eye because of how I look. Let's be real.
Yeah. You have a dress on or a towel on your head, and you're fucked.
No. Also, if you're a 6 foot 200-pound brown dude, you're fucked already.
Yeah.
In the summer, I'm brown.
How long was your beard at this point?
It was definitely shorter than where it's at now. Like, it was probably closer to your level.
But it was still there. All right.
Yeah. It was probably close to like where you're at.
Nice.
Yeah. How many random searches do you get pulled into?
Every single time up until I was about like I think the last time I went on a flight when I went to you know how before they started making everyone go through that micro scanner thing that like you have to stand like this, like before you could just go through the regular fucking metal detector.
Yeah.
I used to go through that thing a lot. Like, I went through that thing since I was probably about 13 or 14 years old. Like, there's probably going to be some radiation poisoning from how early they started putting me into that shit.
Yeah, you're sterile. Congratulations, buddy. No condoms. That's
No. That was what the Mountain Dew was for.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you got to reduce that sperm count, man.
That's right.
I'm so proud of you. Should we get into some videos? You want to do some videos?
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
I hope you haven't seen them.
Probably.
Which one?
I would assume.
Which one do we got up?
I'm gonna jump to the first one that you sent me. Now, as an individual who, as you describe, occasionally would like to suckle on the member of someone. That's the funniest.
You're really honing in on that one bit, man.
No, it's because we happened to come across a video and Derek made a joke, and because of that joke, I can't stop thinking about it. So we would just like to know if what you're about to see is similar
brings up any flashbacks,
brings up any flashbacks similar to any experiences you had.
Oh, here we are. We back at it again with another challenge, right? All right, I've had several requests.
I already know what's about to happen.
I'm gonna give it a shot today. I would bet $200 I couldn't drink it. Anyway, we got Diet Coke and Mentos.
I mean, he annoys me a little bit,
I
but
don't know how much to put in there, but we're gonna try it like he's right there. We got us a bit.
Yeah, like, you know this dude is closeted as fuck.
yeah. Yeah, if he's doing this, I really think.
Oh, I did.
No, like, just his accent alone is like the most closeted Southern dude ever.
Oh, you think so?
There we go, man. Is that you?
Now, have you had any surprise sprays in your time?
No, I haven't. Like I said,
I fucking love. Hold on, I fucking love how white trash this dude. And I'm gonna throw some fucking Mentos down in there, and I'm gonna fucking throw it up, and oh my god, it explodes in my face. I couldn't have foreseen this because apparently I don't have the fucking internet.
Yeah,
I'm what happens in Mentos and Coke. Everybody knows what happens.
Yeah,
I'm almost positive that lisp is like comes with getting raped by your stepdad. Like,
hey there,
that list.
I'm not really having a ton of good times down here. My dad finger fucked me, but I'm just trying to do my best to move on and live my life with no fingers in my ass this time. Preferably.
No, because what I'm thinking is it's from when their stepdad definitely like raped their mouth as a child, and it just fucked up their uvula, so it's just bouncing, and that's where you get that bouncing sound from.
Hey there.
Oh man,
I have a floppy uvula because of my dad's mouth fucking. Oh, I didn't do that right. That just sounded like Stevie Nicks just now.
Which, I mean, that also fits.
Was Stevie Nicks mouth fucked?
I don't know, but probably, yeah.
Never.
Yeah. By the guitarist in Fleetwood Mac.
Right. And also, like, the bassist or whatever, right? Because wasn't that a whole thing?
Oh, I'm sure. Those damn gypsies.
You say gyps?
That's the short. That's the slang.
Oh shit. God damn it. All right.
Hey,
Let's pull up another video. This again has to do with sex, but in a different context.
All right.
So, oh, whoops, hold on.
Someone's
Yeah.
getting
Why-
murdered.
So that sound is not what you think it is.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Let's just wait. So I will go
Someone
ahead and set it
screaming
up.
bloody murder.
So
Okay.
basically, this woman just took a pregnancy test and found out, as you can see from the title, "Hot Girl Summer Canceled." This is from World Star. I fucking love World Star. She gets a meltdown after finding out she's pregnant by a deadbeat, and she's screaming. But so this is the video.
Is her pants down?
Yeah, she just peed
Oh.
on the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so the entire video is that, but
It's just her screaming.
it's just
Yeah.
her screaming. But I love the comments. She's like, "Oh no, didn't say that when the legs was spreading to the ceiling." I love that. And my favorite, I guess she's pro-life.
That's also what I was thinking too. Because I'm like, you can it's definitely early enough that you can cancel
So
that
many.
shit.
Yep. So many
Oh my god.
solutions.
Can these bitches not afford abortions? Fucking hood bitches. I fucking
All right. Well, that was fun. All right, Yassine. Yeah, we're not buying that. We know that was you.
What? Oh,
The
that
name of that
I
person-
commented that.
Yeah, the name of that person was Yassine. We know that's just your
Yassine.
handle.
Yassine. Oh my god. I love that when you see names that are spelled exactly how they sound instead of the way they're supposed to be spelled.
You know the race? Is that what you're about to say?
I was not making a racial joke.
Oh, well, I am.
How dare you?
Because they all will sound it out. They've been sounding it out their whole life. They spell it exactly.
Who is
how it
that? There
sounds.
was an
I
NFL
cannot
player
agree
that has like
more.
a Hispanic name that is spelled like not Hispanic. It's just spelled the way that it sounds.
Ocho Cinco?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. I thought it was a joke. It's actually not.
It's so funny because his actual name is Chad 85 instead
Oh,
of instead of
yeah.
Chad 85.
It's the
Okay.
fucking hilarious, the most funniest thing ever. But no, all right. I think it's so funny when people have a hard time pronouncing like minority names or foreign names because they're spelled exactly how they sound because they are not meant to be spelled in the English language with the English letters. So the word my name Pinak, it is not meant to really be spelled with the English alphabet. So when you
Right.
spell it with the English alphabet, you can only spell it phonetically. So I've never understood why it's that hard.
But to be honest, if I'm looking at that name, I may say Pinak, but for the most part, it looks pretty close to how it's pronounced.
So Pinak is actually not that far off, and I've never gotten too upset with that. I have friends who call me Pinak. I have plenty of people who say Pinak instead of Pinak or whatever. As long my key thing is as long as I can hear that you are saying all the letters that are present, you got it. You got in the ballpark.
That's a good thing
know.
you're not French then.
Well, yeah.
You say all the letters that are present in French, you're gonna be there a fucking while.
Yeah. Well, let's go Icelandic. Then you're really getting crazy.
Oh, Jesus
Hafthor
Christ.
Bjornsson. Dude.
Oh God, no, nope. I'm out. I'm already out. All right, I think I have one more for you guys.
All right. So while we're while you've been bringing up sex related videos and things like that, what is one of you guys' most embarrassing sex stories or something? Let's talk about that.
Oh, embarrassing sex stories.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a pretty good one. So in high school, I went to prom as basically this girl and I she was like, do you, 2 days before prom or the week before prom, she's like, do you have a date? And I was like, no. And she's like, let's go, because she just realized that she doesn't have a date. And so we decided to go back, prom, had fun. We're up till 8 o'clock in the morning at her place, and eventually end up hooking up. It was one of those like, I don't know if we should, and then like we hang out for a while more, and then eventually do. And I didn't last very long, and I came on her black futon, which was uncool, but it was a last minute. Oh no, I have to pull out now. So she tells the entire school, apparently, that basically it was like she didn't really want to, and that I was like, talked her into it eventually, which was not the case. I was saying, sorry, I don't have a condom, and she says, forget the fucking condom. This is what actually happened.
Right.
But she told fucking everybody that. And I was like, you could have told them that I did badly and I didn't last very long, and that would have been fine. I wouldn't have argued with that. But to say that I was like pressuring you into it is bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. And then she, before I had found out she said all this, she invites me to her grad party, and I show up, and she is there with a friend of mine who is now her boyfriend. And apparently they were talking when we went to prom together. And then at one point, I just turned to him and I'm like, hey man, how long have you guys been involved? And he just goes, we were involved when we went to prom. She told me about it. It's fine. We weren't official yet, so it's all right. I was like, okay. But yeah, it was the most uncomfortable feeling in the world to think that maybe she might have cheated and that I was there like at the same time. And I was just like, fuck. I have way more embarrassing stories, but I've already told them on this podcast.
Fair enough.
I mean, honestly, cheating with a friend's girl, not a big deal.
Oh, dude, you're such a piece of shit. Here's the thing. Derek Stock used to be a very good-looking, muscular piece of shit.
I feel like that's an insult to the current Derek Stock.
I am a good-looking, fragile piece of shit now. So, I mean, just one adjective.
You are
2 out of 3.
You are 2/3 correct. You are 2/3 correct.
So, I guess as far as embarrassing stories, it didn't even involve sex. I was with a girl that was like heavy petting was her, like, like she was really into foreplay.
She was a furry?
No. I wish. Knock that off. But no, she was like really into like dry humping and just getting into like the buildup was just. But when you're a kid, your stamina is.
Yeah.
So
like, stop petting. Yeah.
So here I am.
I get it. I'm a good boy. I don't want anymore.
So the super bad trick where you tuck it in your.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's how it was. I was in my underwear and I came all over my stomach before.
From dry humping?
There was. I mean, it wasn't just dry hump, but it was a lot going on.
Listen. Dry humping can get aggressive if it's a girl. If it's someone who's like super into that. Yeah. They probably got aggressive as fuck with it.
you usually I usually like when you can tell the girl's having a good time.
Yeah.
Dude. So yeah, the fucking there was a girl who was like super religious and was definitely like not gonna have sex, but she like dry humped like over jeans, like she was trying to undo my pants with her vagina, like through the jeans, like, and it hurt. I was like, the zipper's digging into my dick. I don't want to do this anymore. But she was. I
had the same thing.
It's fucking awful.
I had the same thing. Different girl. I had.
It wasn't the same girl as me.
Rashes.
I thought we were Eskimo cousins for a minute.
Oh, no. I had like a rash or some like burn mark from my jeans rubbing my dick. It was awful.
We could have been Eskimo cousins, remember? Remember when your ex hit me up on Bumble or Tinder or whatever it was?
She just said you had a nice picture.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Yeah,
hold
on.
For her.
I texted you and said, and I was like, should I swipe right? You're like, yeah. And then I saw it was a match, and I'm like, oh no. And then she's like, hey, you have a nice picture. And I was like, nope. Not doing this. You sucked as a person.
Yeah, she's very easy though. You could have 100%.
Oh, I'm certain I
Very
could have.
easy.
She said she was
easy.
what?
She was easy. She wasn't easy when I was dating her.
Oh, she wasn't easy with you.
Yeah.
She was easy with people that weren't you.
She never cheated, I don't think.
I think she did.
I feel like
I
if
think
you're,
she did.
I feel like if you have an asterisk, if you have to have an asterisk to that statement, that probably happened.
Yeah, you said she didn't cheat. I don't think.
Look, that if she did, that's just karma coming up with me. Like
That's true.
I had to have multiple girls cheat on me.
Derek was a real sack of shit in high school and
Yeah.
the beginning of college.
First 2 years, kind of.
That's fun. I mean,
Yeah.
I wanted to be a
College.
sack of shit in high school, but I was just a fat shit, so like, that wasn't gonna work.
I became a fat shit in college, and man,
Both of us.
he and I got fat together. I should
Yeah.
pull. Oh, dude, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull up my fucking Facebook and bust out Pinak, see if I can find some pictures of fat Yale and fat Derek.
Well, I got that picture of me doing. I got that picture of me doing the vest or the bagel.
Oh yeah, the bagel where
Yeah.
you shove your fingers around your belly button so that it looks like a bagel. You can only do that when you're a certain level of fat.
Yep.
Oh,
So-
hey, dude, I gotta tell you. Remember the story that I told about the girl from the military, the worst soldier ever, that was like shitty and that I hooked up with?
Yeah.
Relatively. I'm
No.
not sure.
You
Okay.
wouldn't know the
I
story.
was about to say, like, I
You
don't
would
think
not
you
know the
talked
story,
about that.
Peanut. You would not know the story.
He is too nice. He could just be like, dude, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh no, I was trying to pay it off like I actually have
Yeah.
listened to his sets, but yeah.
No. This isn't in a set, dude. That hurt my fucking feelings a little bit. All right.
No, I have listened to your sets before, but I also like I'm sure
Nothing to
you do
remember.
this as well. Like I try to avoid listening to other people's sets just because like I don't want it to like fuck with my wordplay or anything like that. Like
I listen to other people because I'm trying to learn.
that's fair. Yeah.
So I
absolutely.
don't. Yeah, that doesn't. It doesn't bother me to listen to other people. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn, and I like seeing people like change up and work on jokes. And I'm
For
actually
sure.
because I've been constantly trying to like turn out like new jokes. Like I want to make sure that like every set I at least have like one new one. But
Yeah.
it's weird because you're doing the material in front of the same people. So I feel like it feels weird to keep, because I know you should keep doing the same jokes to work on them and make them better, but it feels weird when the crowd is the same fucking comedians that are also trying to do that. It's difficult to just, for me, it's difficult to walk up there and do the same fucking jokes.
No, for sure. Like there's definitely like a balance that you have to find for yourself, to like how much you want to keep doing the same shit over and over again and how much you want to keep introducing new stuff. Like I pretty much try to do the same thing, at least every set, try to do one new joke. In the minimum, sometimes I'll end up doing more just depending on like the day I had, because then I'll just end up ranting about some shit,
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's always variable, and I think like keeping it fresh is important, especially because as you said, you're performing a bunch of comedians, but also because we're all like all those same comedians are there, we all understand that you have to work on every joke and you have to keep chiseling at it to like really get it right. So it definitely like kind of varies between it all. You have to everyone will understand that why you're keeping to do the same bit, so it's never that bad. But I see you over there. You're literally like in that picture.
I don't
what you
fit
consider
in the
fat.
picture. I don't fit in the picture. I'm so fat that I don't fit in the frame.
That's an extra large shirt that he's filling out.
See, here's what I would say though. Like in that picture, you look like about like where I'm at now. So
how much do you weigh?
I'm probably around like 230 right now.
No, I weigh
235.
30 pounds more than that in that photo.
Yeah.
That's 260. All right. And I'll have to, I just now remembered that Derek, you and I weren't fat at the same time. So now I have to find fat Derek.
It's not difficult.
Well, you've been crippled, Derek, for so long.
Yeah, people don't believe me when I tell them I was fat at one point. The people I meet now, So I show them on Facebook, and they think that I've got like a filter on to make me look fat. They don't
You got a
believe.
fat filter?
Yeah.
I would love it
Jeez.
if you had a fat filter.
That's
Hey,
definitely great.
what? Oh, that's so funny that you put on a fat filter, and you're like, "What fat filter?"
Yeah. How many cameras did you eat?
The camera adds 10 pounds. So exactly how many cameras did you eat?
I'm
Okay.
glad you understood that.
Oh,
got
of
the
course.
reference.
You know I get your references, buddy. All right.
Oh,
Here's
he's the
here,
yin to my yang.
and here is Fat Derek. Yes, I'm the ching to your chong.
Yeah.
All right. Are you right in the center there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You definitely look very different.
Yep.
Yeah. It was bad.
I miss Fat Derek. Fat Derek.
I loved Fat Derek. Are you kidding me? You
Dude.
really were jolly. I mean,
Dude, so like we at one point I would say early on in our senior year we were both pretty fat together, and we would literally eat 2 dinners almost every night. We're in college and we'd go to the cafeteria and eat, and then we'd get back and then our friends would be like, "Hey, do you want to go out to eat?" And we'd be like, "Yeah, okay, I'd love to go out and eat." And then we would eat again. And then the pizza guy knew us so well that he had a fucked up order, and multiple times he would come down to our dorm room and he's like, "Hey, I had a messed up order. You guys want this?" Because we ate pizza almost every night. Like we were fucking obese.
mhm.
God damn. Like I definitely got to that point for a while too though. Like I remember my freshman year of college, I lived on 9th and High, like right next to that Taco Bell there. And so literally every day, and like that was when I was at like my peak insomniac as well. So I would be up till like 6:30 in the morning every day, and I would just walk to the Taco Bell or sometimes drive there, even though it was around the corner, because only the drive-through would be open at
Oh,
4
yeah.
o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
And so like I would like just get Taco Bell or like the 7-Eleven, like that was right there. I would just like get a bunch of like ice cream and snacks and shit and just eat like in my room all night and watch movies and shit. Like it was bad.
Dude. Ugh. That's like
Been
the
there,
only
done
reason
that.
I got in shape was because I got dumped and then was joining the military, and I knew that if I didn't drop 50 pounds that they weren't going to let me in. So I just ran off of self-hatred. I was down in the bottom of our fucking dorm, in the basement of it. They had like a room with like 2 treadmills and a mirror in front of it, and I would
Mhm.
literally run, get off, and look at my stomach and go get back on. And like that's I just ran off of self-hatred. It was probably the least mentally healthy I've ever been, was that period of time. It was just like the only thing keeping me going was the fact that I hated myself, and then I dropped 50 pounds in a summer.
Yeah, yeah, no, I remember those times. Like when I was losing weight, like, the first time around essentially, I basically did the same thing. Like I went full on anorexic. I like was barely eating. I probably like all I would eat was literally like ice pops, like those little fucking like sticks. And like cuz they're only like 30 calories a piece. So if you have 10 of those, that's only 300 calories for the day. So
If you have like 10 of those.
so I would literally buy a box of like the 100 pack, and I would eat like 10 of those in a day, and I would just eat like hummus and chips as like a snack, and I would run like 3.5 miles a day, or like when I would go running, and like I would probably average like 10 miles a week or some shit like that. And yeah, I lost like 50 pounds in 6 months, like from January to
go.
May, or like January to like the beginning of July. I went from like 245, 250 to about 195.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was nuts. Like it
I
was not
haven't.
healthy.
The only time that I've been under 200 pounds as an adult was that one time that I got violently ill and couldn't drink water because I couldn't keep it down for like a week, and then finally I got under 200 pounds. But other than that, even when I'm in great shape, I can't fucking get below that.
So I got to
Not
tell you
happening.
guys, I don't feel like you guys at all ever in my life. When I was fat, I just stayed fat. I didn't worry about losing weight. And then when I was losing weight, I don't give a fuck, man. Like I never had any self-loathing. Everything was always handed to me. Yale hates that about me. And then I just recently got back over 200 pounds. Because I lost all this weight because of Crohn's disease, and I went down to 123 pounds at one point.
Damn.
Yeah. So I went from like 260 to 123 within like a year.
Yeah. No, I remember like my girlfriend freshman year of college, she had Crohn's. Like she had just got diagnosed with it like just before college. So like in the summer, like before like freshman year, she was saying like she was like 140, and then by like the end of freshman year, she was like 95 pounds. Like it was real bad.
Oh
But,
man, I'm glad that porker finally.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. Like,
good for her.
Now she's ideal.
But no, she was a dancer, so like she was like in really great shape.
Right? Yeah, she's
she
already
just,
in good shape.
Yeah, she just worked out a lot more. But like, yeah, and then like after the Crohn's disease, it just was like real bad. All right, I'm also trying to find like a fat picture of myself right now, so I could show you guys.
It's okay. We can just look at the screen.
Actually, you know what? That's a fair fucking point. So let's go.
I don't know how he's got two cameras on him and we only have one.
Hey, he's a professional, right? He's got lighting. He's got all kinds of shit working out. Okay, while he's looking at that, Derek, Pinak, you probably don't know this, but we recently had a debate about two documentaries, Tiger King versus Abducted in Plain Sight. And we did a debate, and we posted a poll so that people could vote. And after adding up the Twitter poll, the Facebook poll, and looking at the emails and comments, Derek lost.
Emails?
Yeah, we didn't get any, but I told people that they could. Anyway, after looking at all of those things, shut up, dude. I'm trying to make it look like we're bigger than we are.
We're not.
We have dozens and dozens of subscribers. We literally have the bare minimum amount to say dozens and dozens. We have just over 50. Anyway,
Okay. Yeah,
so you lost, and as I said, there will be a punishment for the loser. And I've come up with a list ranging from mildly inconvenient to hugely detrimental to your future.
Do you want me to just pull out my deck right now?
This is supposed to go on YouTube?
So I don't think that'll work.
Joey Diaz showed his nuts.
That's true, and it stayed up for a while. I wonder if that section has been pulled down yet.
I wonder.
But yeah, Joey Diaz did show his nuts. Okay, so all right,
what are they?
all right, let's go. Number one, and my personal recommendation: read a written statement by me on the podcast, and you are not allowed to edit whatsoever. All right. For the next 3 movies or episodes you watch on Netflix, you must watch them with the subtitles on and the TV muted.
And the TV muted, so I can't even. Oh,
you can't hear it. You have to read them. You have to read them. Get your socks wet in the morning, and you're not allowed to change them until the evening.
I'm not doing that one.
That is some Guantanamo level torture right there.
That's sick. That's sadistic, man.
Okay. All right. Eat a well done steak with ketchup.
Even as a vegetarian, I know that's terrible.
You know, I'm right. Like, I always start to like you, and then you remind me you're a vegetarian.
Okay, every day for a week, you have to eat cereal for breakfast, but you must pour the milk in first. Record it and send it to me every day.
How do I know?
Yeah, pouring the milk in first is a nightmare. All right, it's a fucking nightmare.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I don't disagree with you. Like, it's not a good thing. It's not the way you should do it.
No,
it's not the way you do things in the world. But yeah, like it's not the worst.
You might as well get your socks wet.
Okay.
Listen,
Pick up your dog. The next one. Pick up your dog's poop with just a napkin.
Wait, all of it?
Yeah, all of it. One napkin for all of the next turd.
All of it.
Okay.
Didn't specify the type of napkin.
Do one push-up.
It's gonna be a linen.
Do one push-up. And
I can do one push-up.
Tilt the camera down. Let's see it.
What? Well, I mean, you know how when like girls do push-ups and you're like, that's not a fucking push-up. That's probably gonna be me. I mean, I'm not on my knees.
Listen,
Which is weird because you spent so much time on your knees. What were you saying?
Weren't you guys in the military? Shouldn't you be able to do a perfect form push-up?
No, I was. He was
just
never in.
okay. Okay, all right, that makes sense.
Oh my God! You think he could survive in the military? No.
They don't hand
anyway.
you things in the military, so
Okay.
it doesn't work out.
Listen,
So now,
what
so
branch
now
were you
we're
in? If it's
so
the
now
Army,
we're
they absolutely
slowly
do.
now we're slowly ramping up. Give me control of all of your social media for 30 minutes.
I mean,
Okay.
I would give you control of my Twitter in a heartbeat.
No, all of it.
The
Facebook. Facebook, because your family's on there. That's why I said all. All right. Bet $1,000 on the Browns to win the Super Bowl.
You don't even have $1,000 to bet.
Yes, I do.
You don't even qualify for unemployment.
I know, but I saved all my money from serving my country. Thank you. You're welcome for all that freedom, gentlemen. Anyway, post a picture of you in blackface.
Hey, if it's good enough for Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, but
right.
you know that was basically the equivalent of It's Always Sunny doing blackface. Like,
oh,
you know.
Lethal Weapon 5.
yeah. Like,
I fucking love that.
It's one of the greatest things ever, and that's what I would say Robert Downey Jr.'s blackface was equivalent to. I mean, Tropic Thunder is.
It just, for some reason, it got brought up recently.
Oh, I know. I saw that. Yeah.
I was
and it's just so funny. It's like kids are just now learning about it. That's why it got brought up. And people.
What do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people?
Because I just saw someone like, oh, I watched the Tropic Thunder under everyone's, suggestions, and he got real mad about the Robert Downey Jr. character.
Okay, I have 2 left. 1, show up at a Biden rally in a MAGA hat, and 2, change your profile picture to a swastika background. Your face, swastika background.
The thing about the Joe Biden one,
you're probably gonna get beat the fuck up.
I mean, you're beating up a crippled. You're not real liberal, are you? The whole time I'm getting my ass whipped, I'll just be making fun of them for not being.
All right, let's be real. If it's a Joe Biden rally, there will probably be like 50, 80-year-olds there, and that'll be it. So, like, you're not going to get beat.
Dude, it's so wild. You
should bring your daughter so Joe Biden can come up and kiss her.
Do
you have a daughter?
Sniff her hair, like.
No, but
he was speaking in general. I do not have children that have been proven to be mine in court.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly the point.
Yeah.
Do you have any illegitimates running around?
I think so. I mean, but that's the point of having illegitimates running around. You don't know.
Hey, hold on. This is being recorded, right? No, I do not. I would like to state for the record that no, I do not have any children. Hey guys, thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, please like the video, share it with your friends. You can click on a video over here, or you can click on a video over here, or you can subscribe right here, or wherever the fuck those things end up. And be sure to watch the next one. Love you.